There's a quiet revolution happening in backyards and homesteads, one that doesn't rely on expensive store-bought fertilizers or synthetic boosters. It starts not with the leaves or flowers of your plants, but with the roots, the unseen engines of growth. Every gardener knows that strong roots mean thriving plants. But few realize how quickly a plant can transform when its roots are given the right kind of natural fuel. That's where the Secret Root Tonic comes in, a simple, kitchen-made solution that has been quietly passed down among old gardeners and growers for generations. It's inexpensive, safe, and shockingly effective at doubling root mass and vigor in just days. Healthy roots mean unstoppable growth. When you see a plant struggling, yellowing, or refusing to bloom, the issue rarely begins above ground. The real story lies in the soil, where roots either thrive or suffocate. Roots need oxygen, moisture balance, and a steady supply of nutrients, yet modern fertilizers often deliver nutrients too fast, burning delicate root hairs and upsetting the natural microbial balance. The result, short-term growth spurts followed by stress and decline. That's why traditional gardeners preferred slow, living nutrition, tonics and brews that worked in harmony with the soil. They didn't dump nutrients, they nurtured the system that allowed plants to feed themselves. This root tonic works the same way. It stimulates microbial activity around the root zone, gently feeding plants while unlocking minerals already present in the soil. The result is not just faster growth, but stronger, more resilient roots that can handle heat, drought, and transplant shock. The beauty of this root tonic is its simplicity. The main components can be found in nearly every kitchen: molasses, apple cider vinegar, and a small amount of baking soda. Together, these ingredients create a perfect environment for beneficial soil microbes, the real workforce behind root expansion. Molasses provides a carbon-rich food source for bacteria and fungi. When these microbes multiply, they produce natural plant hormones and enzymes that trigger root branching and elongation. Apple cider vinegar adds trace minerals and gently acidifies the mixture, making nutrients like phosphorus and iron more available. Baking soda in tiny amounts helps balance the mixture, preventing over-acidification and creating a mild fizz that aerates the tonic when mixed with water. To make this tonic, mix 1 tablespoon of unsulfured molasses, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and a pinch, no more than 1/8 teaspoon, of baking soda into 1 liter of non-chlorinated water. Stir well and allow it to sit for a few hours, uncovered, so that it begins to activate naturally. The mixture should smell earthy and slightly sweet. This tonic isn't something to pour on every day. It's a booster, not a daily feed. Use it once every 10 to 14 days during early growth and again after transplanting or pruning. For potted plants, just pour about ½ a cup per plant, letting it soak deeply into the root zone. And for garden beds, 1 liter of tonic diluted into 5 liters of water will cover about 1 square meter of soil. If you're working with seedlings, dip their roots briefly into a diluted solution before planting, roughly 1 part tonic to 10 parts water. The natural sugars and minerals act like a mild inoculant, helping roots adapt instantly to their new environment. For established fruiting plants such as tomatoes or peppers, apply the tonic just before flowering to give them an extra push of root-driven energy when nutrient demand spikes. The science behind this tonic is rooted, quite literally, in the soil microbiome. When you feed beneficial microbes with molasses, you activate a rapid bloom of life underground. These microbes excrete organic acids that dissolve locked-up minerals and create microscopic tunnels that aerate the soil. Roots then follow these tunnels, extending farther and faster in search of nutrients. The vinegar plays a supporting role by chelating minerals, essentially unbinding them from soil particles, so plants can take them up more efficiently. This is particularly helpful in compacted or alkaline soils, where nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus can become trapped. Within just a week, most gardeners notice quite a remarkable surge in plant color, firmness, and growth rate. The leaves turn a richer green and the stems become thicker, clear signs that the plant's nutrient highway system is firing on all cylinders. This root tonic traces its roots back to old-world market gardeners who, quite frankly, didn't have access to chemical fertilizers. They relied on fermentation, natural sugars, and plant acids to keep their crops alive and productive through those unpredictable seasons. Many of these recipes, well, they were forgotten when chemical agriculture took over, but now as modern growers rediscover soil biology, these natural boosters are making a comeback. And for good reason. They work, and importantly, they don't harm the soil. Some gardeners have even taken the recipe further by adding a spoonful of compost or worm castings to the mix, allowing beneficial microbes to multiply directly in the liquid before it's applied. That version can be left to brew for 24 to 48 hours in a shaded area, then strained and used immediately. It becomes a living tonic that mimics what's found in thriving forest soil, a balanced ecosystem of microbes, minerals, and organic acids. In side-by-side garden tests, plants treated with this tonic developed visibly thicker root systems and better moisture retention. Tomato and pepper transplants that typically wilted during heat spells stayed upright and continued growing. So root crops like carrots and beets showed smoother, more uniform growth, while leafy greens managed to maintain steady production even when under stress. The reason is simple. Healthy roots equal consistent nutrient delivery. When the root zone is alive and balanced, plants don't just survive, they really thrive. You'll spend less time worrying about fertilizers and more time harvesting strong, flavorful produce. At its core, this secret root tonic isn't magic. It's microbiology and common sense working together. By feeding the life in your soil instead of forcing nutrients from a bottle, you create lasting fertility and resilience. Once you see how quickly your plants respond, you'll never look at simple kitchen ingredients the same way again. If this guide helped you, take a moment to share it with your fellow gardeners and subscribe to Gentle Herb Living for more tried-and-true natural gardening methods. The best plant boosters aren't found in stores. They're already in your pantry, waiting to bring your soil to life.